You have to be a leader yourself before you can lead somebody else.
Yeah, if your cup is not full and with the right things, there's no way you can pour over into someone else.
Yeah. You have to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Absolutely. A lot of times people are pouring concrete on your ceiling with words, with labels.
Never allow somebody else's ceiling to be yours.
Nailed it. Welcome to this edition of the Balanced CEO podcast. Super excited to be here with someone I love, Michele Zaragoza. She has been a member at CFT, the CrossFit gym I own, for what is it, 5 years now? I think you guys came right around the pandemic. Was it 4 or 5 years?
It's about 4 or 5 years, yes.
And she's been a huge addition, such an awesome person, someone I've been able to lean on and ask questions to, who has just a wealth of advice. So I was like, this has to happen.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for finding the time. I know you are super busy with everything, and we're going to get into all of that because you are like me right now, where you have probably 11 irons in the fire.
I can breathe today, though.
That's, you know what? This is our breathing time right now. We're just going to chat and we're going to vent and we're going to have a good time and we're going to talk about life and fitness.
This is great.
So let's start with, for anyone that maybe doesn't know you, let's just kind of start with who you are, what you're doing.
I don't know which camera.
Either one, wherever you want. Like, we're kind of just all over the place.
No.
You can pull the mic a little closer too if you want to be comfortable. There you go.
There you go. I'm Michele Zaragoza. I'm CEO, team leader, executive team leader for Keller Williams Premier. And I oversee Sacramento and Patterson. We just opened up Patterson not too long ago, Ripon, Galt, and we have a Fair Oaks mega agent office. So it's been exciting this past 3 years. Yes,
That's
yes.
awesome.
I've been with Keller for over 15 years. I've been licensed for over 30 years. And I always say, I'm not trying to plug Keller Williams, but let's do it. Keller Williams opens so many doors for you. And if there's a gap, you find out where the gap is, and if you know how to fill the gap, you do it.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, and I love seeing the younger agents like just come into their own and just blossom and becoming somebody, a version of themselves that they could never even dreamed of 2 years ago.
So talking about the home team, because obviously Keller Williams is a well-known, are they nationwide?
We are worldwide.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I know Keller Williams is really well-known here in California,
Yes.
in our area especially.
Mm-hmm.
You guys kind of dominate the market, and that's not me plugging for you. That's just my perspective of, when you're seeing who's out there. Like,
Thank you. I was here in the Valley for over 10 years. I oversaw Tracy, Lodi, Stockton, Manteca, and Modesto.
Very cool.
And then God moved a mountain for me. And I partnered up with John Barnado. He was a team leader as myself. We were the top team leaders in Northern California and Hawaii. And he used to always say, what would it look like? And I'm like, friend, no way. I live in Tracy. You live in Sacramento. And then one day, God moved a mountain, and I called him, and he said, you're going to Carmel on me, and write me your offer. And I'm like, what? Okay, let's do this.
can we just talk about how good at your job, how excellent you have to be for someone to be like, here you go to this very fancy place, put something on paper, and basically like you're writing your own ticket.
Thank you. It's all about surrounding yourself with the right people. It truly, truly is. And becoming honest with yourself and looking at yourself every single day and making sure you're being the best version of you that you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing where I am today and how it feels and being so aligned, if you will. There's so many different things going on because when that all happened, another friend of mine reached out to me. She's like, what? Why didn't you call me? And I'm like, I can't even breathe right now. I don't even know what's going on. And her name's Rachel Adams Lee. She's top 1,000 in the United States. And she's all social media, and that's where she has grown her team. And she asked me to partner up with coaching. So now I'm coaching worldwide. And that's another door that opened up with Keller Williams, right? And I'm doing something that I'm passionate about, growing the offices and growing the top 20%, their businesses. And I shouldn't say it's not just the top 20% because I have a passion. If somebody walks into my office and they need my help, I'm like, let's go, so
You
it's
have to
fun.
be. You have to be, because you know what? You never know when there's that like diamond in the,
Oh,
you know,
100%.
and it's like, you're just kind of, I do this at CT all the time. And people always kind of look at me crazy that I don't hire GMs and I don't hire people that are like experienced.
Yeah. Track record beats all.
Right. I like building people up that have the right personality and the right character traits. Yeah. You can train someone how to lead. You can train someone how to do a job. You cannot train the right personality, the work ethic, and the care.
That burn.
Yep.
That burn in the belly, I call it.
Right.
That it's that innate ability, right? And if you don't have that, it's okay. There's somebody else that's going to come on my bus, right?
Yep, exactly.
So you can have another seat, just not on mine. So yeah.
It's that commitment to excellence. And, I love the Raiders, but I've always loved that quote. It's a commitment to excellence. It's a commitment to doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Okay, did he just say Raiders?
I did.
I'm out. Peace out. I'm joking. I had to do that. That's a little plug for my husband because he would die.
Well, there's always something with all of us that, you can't get along with everything about everyone. And I've always kind of held it proud that I turn a lot of people off of the fact that I'm a Raiders fan. So
it's fine.
I'm used to it.
I figured you were.
As bad as they lose all the time. Like, I'm just used to disappointment. So, you just get used to it after a while.
Yeah. I'm not even. So if Alice is watching this, which I know she is, she'd be like, Michele doesn't even know anything about football. And I don't. But I
just got to ride with your husband, man. You got to.
Yeah. It's fun.
So tell me more about your role. So I think this is kind of a unique role as a team leader, CEO, right?
Right.
So a lot of people, they know the terms like a real estate agent, they know a mortgage broker, they know a real estate broker, but you don't necessarily hear a lot about a CEO role. How do you kind of evolve into that?
So basically I got a phone call, let's say 15 years ago, and she offered me this position. And I'm like, girl, is this really me? I don't know if this is me. I love handing keys over, Yeah. And then, but now it's like to see somebody evolved into like, okay, so there's this gal, let's just say gal, who is in my world, who came and she's like, I want 3 things. I want to win 30 under 30. I would like to go to Disneyland without my phone. I would like a whole week without pulling over and crying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is the world, though. I think that's something people don't even realize is like the emotional range that you have to go through. It's so stressful
doing what we do every single day.
Yeah.
And so my goal, I mean, I actually like reached behind me and grabbed a magic wand that I got from Disneyland, and I said, okay, let's do this. And we did it together. And to see her now have a family, a successful team, her legacy is running. And she's the top agent over in Lodi, California.
That's insane.
So yeah, one of the top agents in our county, one of the top agents in Keller Williams, Northern California and Hawaii.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, just to think about like the perspective at being under 30, obviously in your 20s.
So, I have somebody else I'm working on right now too. She's amazing. And yeah, her world's going to spin this year. I'm so excited.
I just love the wherewithal of that second point of, I want to be able to go somewhere like Disneyland without my phone.
Right.
Like the perspective in your 20s to be like, I don't need this. Like wherewithal to know I need boundaries to survive the long term.
Right.
Like I didn't know that in my 30s. Like it took me until 40 to realize like you got to start putting up some barriers here, bro, if you're gonna survive.
Boundaries. You have to. And I'm definitely not 100% at that because I definitely love what I do.
Right.
I always say, thank God Paul understands me. And their kids are out. So they're living their best lives right now. So I think I would probably drive Paul crazy if I didn't work the way I do. So,
yeah, it's a lot of, unused energy that would just go into the wrong things.
Thank God for working out, I have to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lex, my wife, is the same way. She loves work. She loves what she does. And she's really fortunate to have that. And sometimes I have to do that retrospective. Like I'm lucky I have the schedule that I have that works for me, working a few hours, but I'm working on things that I really love. I've gotten to that point in the business where handing over keys or seeing someone lose weight still fires me up. I'm still super excited for them, but it doesn't fulfill me the way
Yes.
seeing a marketing plan come to fruition or seeing a new program launch or these things that really do fire me up or what we're
Right.
doing right now.
Yeah.
Like this is the stuff that gets me out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. I love this. When I do something that's called Jump on the Mic, I love seeing the passion. And I love when the agents share their systems and models to the whole world.
Right.
Right. And they're not like behind closed doors, locked, you don't need to know what I'm doing, but they are willing to share. I mean, together, everyone achieves more, right?
We deal with the same thing in the gym industry. And you've been around a lot of gyms in this area. It's so like closed off. And so my competitor is my enemy rather than my competitor is someone who's going to make me better.
Yeah.
Right. And I can make them better. And together we can help more people.
Right.
And like, that's the mindset that is so lacking in so many industries because you've been taught your whole life, competitor equals enemy, not competitor equals friendly competition.
Yes.
Emphasis on friendly, share what you know, because come on, we both know the real secret here. It's the doers.
Yeah. Oh,
I can give you all the information in the world. If you're not going to do anything with it, you're not competing.
I always
with me
say,
anyways.
I cannot want it more than you.
Yep.
I cannot. And so I got a text this morning saying, "Hey, Michele, I have a question, yada, yada, yada." And I'm like, "Oh, what did your coach say? Did you go to the class last week? Are you participating in your success or you're just leveraging me when you have these like these fire alarms?" And it's
right.
So that's always a little interesting on that one. But I was going to point out the competitiveness, right? So here at the gym, I used to be so competitive. And here we all help each other. And I would have to say, I'm the oldest in the 5 a.m. group. And they help me. We all motivate each other. So I don't know if you realize what is formed here in the 5 a.m. group. It's a community within a community.
5 a.m. has always been really special. The pandemic really, really, really devastated that culture that you're talking about. And there was a while where I was like, man, I'm not even sure if this is going to survive. Like there's a lot of days I'd walk in and be the only person there at 5 a.m. And then you guys started coming around and then, people started going back to a normal routine.
Yes.
They weren't working from home as much. So they had to come in at an earlier morning time to be able to hit their commute. And you kind of just started seeing it come back to life. And then, you are essentially the matriarch of that group. So, you're up there. You're right. They follow your lead, your energy, your contagious energy and like positive energy and everything. You come in like ready to go in the morning. And groups like that need at least one person like that, or
no, it's all of us.
Slush
it
fest.
Is all of us. We all have a certain aspect, right? A certain piece of the puzzle. And I always, Faye is amazing. She basically told me one morning, "I can't handle seeing you doing that anymore. This is the way you need to do it." And I was like, "Oh, I think I got it. Finally." It's just a kip. I mean, I used to do gymnastics. I couldn't go backwards, right? So, and then they all supported me, I think it was 2 years ago, to get my first pull-up.
Yeah.
And so they were always encouraging me and pushing me. And it's great. And I love Shannon. Oh, my goodness. I just love Shannon. You've got some diamonds here.
And I'm lucky. She stuck around and put up a lot of my bullshit. So, I always thank her for sticking around because, she stuck around for a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, even before I was the owner, she's been around since, I like to say she's been around since the dinosaurs. So
it's interesting you say that because Alice pointed out to me, we were here even before, we started.
Yeah, way back.
I didn't realize. I'm like, we were? She used to push me to go do some crazy things because there's a gap between our age and I love her to pieces.
There was a time where CrossFit as a whole, but specifically areas like this where it was kind of lawless. There was no structure.
We were pushing down this big, huge tire one time, and I'm like, "What are we doing, Al? What are we doing?"
Yeah, fortunately, we've definitely gotten more science-based with our programming and having linear progressions and things where, the results are more direct and very programmed. If you're coming in at least 2-3 days a week, you're going to see results. But ultimately, it really is up to the culture of that. Each time has its own kind of...
It motivates you.
Yeah.
When we don't show up, we'll get a crazy text. Like Shauna will send some crazy video and text, and it motivates you.
Oh, yeah.
We even share pictures when we're on vacation we do dinners together. We get our husbands together. It's fun. Who would ever thought? Not me.
I thought the same thing when I first started, and it is like that. It's very contagious. And, I was a part of the 10 a.m. group because I was going to school at the time. And,
Mhm.
You kind of get to know these people. Like they're seeing you on pretty much at your worst,
Yeah.
right? Like,
oh gosh, yes. You're just struggling to get
yeah,
in.
you're in there kicking your own ass and like they're seeing you struggle and push through, and they're seeing your character and they're seeing who you really are.
Mhm.
Not the, public version. They're seeing the
Right.
behind closed doors version. Only a few people really in the past got to see.
Right. And you are very real and raw.
Yeah.
You're very, because sometimes when you're working out, it's so intense. Again, though, we all push each other. I'll never forget walking in and somebody put my name up on a tournament tournament, right? And I was like, is there another Michele Z? Because I didn't sign up. And they're like, oh, we signed you up. I'm like, are you crazy? I am not going to do this. Lo and behold, of course, I did do it because they weren't going to let me out of it. But what a great experience that was. So I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you and everyone, honestly. I mean, it's fulfilling to me when I pop into 5 a.m. or I just see you guys or talk to you, or you'll send me a picture, like, look at all of us
Oh
together.
my
And it's like,
gosh,
it's always
yeah.
so awesome because it's all we really do as gym owners. Like our main goal is to see people thrive. Right. So when I see stuff like that, I go, okay, we're hitting our mission.
Most definitely. You definitely are. I don't know about the other times because I don't think I've ever, maybe on a Saturday I jumped in on a different time, but yeah, you definitely hit the mark. Definitely.
I appreciate that.
And I cannot wait to get the 5 a.m. crew on this.
We're working on that. We're going to do
and
one more.
Many different ages in that. So yeah.
I think it's important to get the group because I think you guys have such a unique experience and a unique thing because you're coming in at 5 a.m. You're doing this consistently.
Yes.
And there's so many people that are like, I couldn't do 5 a.m. And I'm like, you can.
You can.
You got to find the motivation.
You have a choice.
And then you got to find the right group, and that will help you stay motivated 100%. When long after the real motivation is faded. So
100%.
Let's talk more about that. So like you said, you're a little bit older than a majority of the people at 5 a.m.
Yes,
You've got 11 irons in the fire. We're going to talk about some of them here in a minute.
Okay.
CEO, team lead of Hawaii too, correct?
No. It's our regions, Northern California and Hawaii.
Got it.
So I'm the top team leader in Northern California and Hawaii.
Wow.
And so and even with changing ownerships, my team kept it. So
That's
I'm so
amazing.
proud of my team. It's a system and it's duplicatable, right?
Yep.
And so that once that hit, I was able to teach that as well. So I coach other leaders, not just in real estate either. So different business owners and things, right? I teach them how to think bigger.
Yeah,
think bigger.
I've always coined it the hit by the bus test, right? Like. Yeah. You get hit by the bus tomorrow. Are your systems capable of running without you? Like, is your team able to just go without you being involved or having to ask you a million questions? I learned in 2023 when I had Guillain-Barré syndrome and I was out for a week in the hospital.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And like the gym just ran. I didn't really hear anything and they didn't have any
And you're like, what's going on though? Why aren't
I'm like, hey, Lex, can you text? I couldn't even tell. I didn't have any motor skills. And like, she's like, no, because they're fine.
Right.
Like if they really need you, they have my number. They would have called. Okay.
Yeah, it's called the legacy.
Yeah, that's it.
Isn't that beautiful?
And so you got that, right? You're building this legacy. You've built it in one area and left, and it's still crushing. So obviously systems work, systems check,
models, yeah.
Right? And now you're doing it somewhere else, and now you're teaching it all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Writing a book.
Yes, writing a book. Yes.
Still getting in your fitness. What do you think? 3-4 days a week, maybe 5?
Oh, yeah. Definitely 4 days. I'm over the 800 mark, so we got to fix that little sign. So yeah,
that is amazing. 800 workouts in 4 years. That's 200 workouts a year. Yeah. That's consistency at its finest.
Thank you. And if you think about it, if you're consistent in one area, you're going to be consistent in other areas because you don't know how to break that cycle. And so I'm a firm believer in anything that I do. You have to be consistent at it. And let it be social media, because that's one of my pillars, right? For coaching and for growing Keller Williams. And so you have to be consistent at it.
You do. And that's one thing I've learned with social media is like, you can post 1 time a day, you'll get okay success. You post twice a day, you can get slightly better success. You post 3 to 5 times a day and do it long enough consistent period, it doesn't matter how good the quality is, you're going to grow.
So the thing is, so there's more to it than that, right?
Right.
So there's things that you have to do to get the algorithm going. And then they also say, keep it as simple as possible.
Yep.
Simple as possible. And so, and I see other people really getting complex out there, and I'm like, that's too many words.
Yep.
People aren't going to read it, and you just want to be short and sweet, short and sweet. And so, yeah, that is definitely one of my pillars, and it does help. It shows the story. I always say, tell your story out there.
Yep.
If you're not telling it, somebody else is.
Yep.
Somebody else is, and it's not going to be accurate. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. I found Facebook is starting. I get way more engagement and interaction, long form storytelling on Facebook with a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Instagram used to be pictures and videos,
Right.
everything. Now Facebook really likes pictures with long form writing, and Instagram is short form writing with real
Stories.
simple
Good.
captions, but the stories in the video.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rachel Adams, she's the one who actually coaches very, very strong on that, and I'm lucky to be in her world, and so it trickles down. I remember when she first started doing it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you sharing all that? Don't share all that. But people want to know that you're authentic and real, and that you do go through trials. It's not all the frosting on the cake, kind of thing.
No, you're definitely getting stabbed with a cake knife a lot.
And that's why someone asked me, why? I mean, do you feel comfortable enough just to get on as soon as you can work out? And I'm like, yeah. I do. I jump on. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was an amazing morning.
Yeah.
It kicked my butt. But I'm ready to rock and roll today. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to have that starting. My last guest, Danny, he owns Caffeine and Kilos, the coffee company. And then he also owns CrossFit Excel in Manteca.
Oh.
And he talked about how his mornings, he doesn't work out because it's just the way his brain works, but he works from 5 to 7 before the kids wake up.
Oh, yeah. I'm a morning person too. Yeah.
And he's like, if I need to, I'll work out in the morning. I'm like, so you're not a 5 a.m. go to the gym guy. He's like, no, but the people that are animals. They're awesome. And I love it. He's like, I work my best at 5 a.m. And I think sometimes it's a training thing too. Like if you train hard, the last thing you can do is like jump right into work right after, because you're probably throttled and you need to eat and recover. And then, so I think it's really dependent on the training style too of the person.
100%. 100%.
So tell me more about like raising kids and being a team lead and doing all these things. You've got 2 kids that are out of the house now, correct? Like one in college.
I have Matthew, who is getting his master's in history.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he is teaching at the school where he went.
Oh,
yeah,
right on.
St. Paul's here in Tracy. And he graduated, let's say, in June, obviously. And then during the summertime, he was looking for a job, kind of like, oh my gosh, Mom, oh my gosh, it's so hard. Then all of a sudden, he got the phone call and said, you should apply for this position, Matthew. And it was middle school history, 5th grade. And it's exactly what he wanted. Like if he had a vision board, that was on it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So he got exactly, it was a God thing. It truly was a God thing.
I love that. Like, I love when things just kind of happen the right way because I'm going to say you willed it. You worked your ass off.
Oh,
you did all the right things, right? But like you also willed it by doing all those things. By when everybody else is going the wrong way, you're still trudging the right way, even if it's against the wind.
Yeah, and he's so passionate about history, so passionate. And then you have Alyssa, who went down south, actually, like left the area and thriving. She just got she just got another promotion, and she started 2 days ago. And
that's so cool.
It's amazing. She works for Lululemon. She was an operations manager, and now she is an SM. So that's for Lululemon, lingo. So
okay,
so she's over there. She's thriving. They're both living the life of their choice, right?
Yeah.
They're writing their book.
I was, and I like I mentioned in Alyssa's post, like that's a tenacious world. Like that, like being in the retail world for a long time in my 20s. I worked for Hot Topic. I worked for during Hot Topic's boom. Like I saw how strenuous and draining that world is, and Lululemon is kind of in that position now as one of those places that it's just you get bombarded. Like you don't really get a second to breathe in those stores.
You know what's so cool is they when the pandemic hit, she had to be listening to John Maxwell. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a John Maxwell lover, you know? And to listen to her, the way she articulates her words when she's coaching her team. And I'm like, oh, I am so proud of you. She went to a school here in Tracy and then went to Azusa Pacific. And she is going to be going for her master's shortly. I'm just so thrilled the way, so I would have to say they're my legacy. How about that?
I mean, I think your kids absolutely should be.
Well, Paul is my legacy.
I mean, they all are, right?
Yes.
They're all extensions of you. They're all around you enough for you to have, rubbed off on them, right? And have made part of who they are by being around, by virtue of you being in their environment.
I remember when she was coaching, because she was on varsity, but she was coaching the freshman team. And she was like saying things that I would say. And I was like, did anybody else hear that? Oh my gosh, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I was so proud of her. You got to be that person. Do it in order to have it.
And I love John Maxwell. For anyone listening to this
Yes.
that is unfamiliar with John Maxwell, wants to improve their leadership, you've got to get on that bandwagon.
Yes.
If you're looking for something easy, I really do like his daily leadership thoughts. It's like a combo leadership point and a scripture, I think. I just started cracking into that. I really like...
for graduation, that's what I got the kids, was the John Maxwell Bible, because it's all about leadership. And it's so funny because this morning somebody just asked me, what is a leader to you? And it's like, you have to be a leader yourself before you can lead somebody else.
Yeah, if your cup is not full and with the right things, there's no way you can pour over into someone else.
Yeah. No, I love listening to him. He motivates me every single day.
Yeah. That's something I told Alex actually recently. I was like, make sure your cup's filled with the right things, that you're not like allowing the negatives or the stress to be what's filling your cup, because that's going to pour over into everyone that works for you. And if you're pouring over toxicity, you're going to just create more toxicity.
That energy. Yeah. You can either have the good energy or the bad energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's leadership lesson number one that you're going to learn. We all learn the hard way.
Yes.
We all somewhere get caught up. We don't realize it. And then we start wondering why our team is kind of in a negative space, and we realize it's us. They're exhibiting what we're pouring over into them.
It starts with the leader. Yeah. And it's okay to change your core 5.
Oh yeah.
It is okay to change your core 5. Because if they're not growing with you, it's okay. You just need to move. You know?
I'm reading a book right now called Necessary Endings.
Okay.
And it's been really helpful with us moving to Granite Bay and like understanding
I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. We're moving to Granite Bay. We've been looking for like 3 years.
Okay.
And we stumbled on the right house at the right time. Like we looked at about every 6 months just to kind of peruse the market. And around June, we perused the market again. And it was like, whoa. Everything we want is in our price range suddenly. Like 6 months ago, it was not anywhere near there. And then suddenly it was like everything that we had on our vision board is now in the sweet spot of our price range. Wow. We need to actually take a realtor up there and go look. And
well, I know a few, so.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Cause I'm going to probably be selling this one here and a couple other things. So, I'm still going to commute in 1 to 2 days a week, because obviously I've got this amazing studio. I've got to use it and get more interviews and keep growing that. But I was like, necessary endings. Like, what is that for me? Like, what does that look like? Is it just some relationships that like when I move, obviously are not coming with me, right? Because that's just not that close.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's right. Or like you said, maybe it's people in my core 5 that I've known for a while aren't growing, and they're really more of a drag.
Right.
And it's time to cut the drag.
Yeah.
Because I'm moving into like where we've dreamed of raising Landon. And
it's funny you say that, because that's where I'm writing a book.
Yeah.
That's being released in January.
Let's roll into that.
Yes. And so sometimes you can not realize that you're hitting the ceiling. And sometimes it's a glass ceiling because you don't even see it. And sometimes it's somebody else's ceiling that's pouring into your world, and you're allowing it because you think this is the right way to go. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And so the book gives you questions to ask yourself after every chapter, to really start looking at you, to see where the growth is for you and where you can push your glass ceiling. and break it, shatter it.
Preach.
Yes.
I give a similar presentation on labels, and I've given it to gym owners from all around the world. I'm going to go to Portugal in February and give it again to European gym owners.
Wow.
And the entire presence of it is what you said, right? Like a lot of times people are pouring concrete on your ceiling with words.
Yes.
With labels. Specifically, labels by definition are a way to control, right? So they'll tell you you're greedy, you're too much, you're arrogant, you're this, you're that. And then all of it is to control your movement, to do things the way they want, to deflect you away from the thing that bothers them. Most of the time it's their own selfish need, not because you're doing something wrong.
Right. 100%.
And like, you have to know who you are and the labels that you want to exhibit. I want to be a CEO. I want to be a leader. I want to be a great father. Like you have to decide what your labels are. And once you have those, you know what you aren't. So when people try to sling those things at you, it just bounces off.
It's like your core values.
Right.
Right.
Core values are like that internal guide. Your labels are the physical iteration of your core values. So your labels are the way you behave and how you want to be viewed by the people that matter. Right. So if I walked up to you and you told me you're a leader, that matters because you're someone that I trust in, like if I ask you for labels, right?
Right.
But if I walked up to someone that I don't necessarily care for and asked them and they said, I'm greedy, it's like, cool. Well, I don't really care.
Around that. Yeah.
Because like your opinion doesn't even matter. I know what I am and I know the way I'm acting and the things that I'm doing exhibit those labels that I want to be seen as. So like if someone that's out of left field tells me I'm something I'm not, like, yeah, I might look real quick and be like, no.
Yeah.
Doesn't check out. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
thank
going
you
to,
anyways.
yeah, it's not going to deflect me the way it would have in the past.
Right. So that's growth right there. Right. So, and that's reading the right books, surrounding yourself with the right people. Definitely. I would have to say, I agree with that. I don't, when somebody will put a label on me and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. But no, get yourself checked because no. And it's interesting because sometimes people will actually keep you out of rooms because of those labels.
Yep.
Because they're putting these labels on you.
Yep.
Or they take you off, like tables. I always say it's my job to make sure you get into the right rooms or on the right table. Or so you surround yourself with the right people that's going to lift you up. Right. And so it's just so interesting that you point that out right now because that does happen. It's terrible.
And I tell people all the time, the right rooms will make you feel uncomfortable, but not that you don't belong. Right.
So you have to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Because if you're in the right rooms, it means you're probably the smallest fish in that pond. And the goal is to get around people that have already paved the path you're trying to walk.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to feel super uncomfortable, like you don't belong, because that's the point. Yeah. That means you're in the right room.
You should be the smartest person in that room.
No, that means it's time to get out of that room. Yeah. Unless you're the teacher, right?
Yeah, you need to go get another core 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
100%.
I'll get you that Necessary Endings book. It's been great so far. I'm about a couple chapters, like 3 chapters in, and it's been eye-opening to all the different ways we don't realize we're being anchored by, our fear of hurting people, when in reality, hurt is natural, right? You're going to hurt people's feelings by making these decisions.
Right.
But as long as you're not actively trying to harm someone, like that's just normal with seasonal change, right? The seasons change, people get sick.
Right.
Seasons change. People get bummed out because it's cloudy all the time. Like that's hurt. That's not harm. Like the seasonal change is not harming you.
Right. I like that.
I was like, dang, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, I want that book. Yeah. So because we're always thinking, so where am I going to be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now? What's that look like?
Yep.
What does that truly, truly look like? 4 years ago, I would have never, ever thought I would be in a different ownership group, right? And now I'm actually an owner with a few other people, right? And so I would never have thought that, 3-4 years ago, never, because I was allowing somebody else's stealing to be mine. I was allowing it, but I trusted this person, right? I mean, for the longest time, and I was protecting this person as well. And so, again, God moved a mountain, and because I couldn't have done it, I could not have done it.
Yep. I think that necessary ending book is really going to be helpful because you might look back and realize like some of that was like you just kind of blind eyed it. Cause I
Right.
realize there's some right now that I'm blind eyeing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've known for a long time is like
Yes.
unhealthy.
Yes, this is why I'm writing the book, because
Right.
there's so many people going through this.
Right.
And that's why I put these questions after each chapter, and then I put like Michelle-isms, if you will, in the beginning of it. So it makes you think through the whole chapter.
I love
Yeah.
that. Because I put the lessons of each chapter in the beginning too, because I want people to be able to read between the lines and like
Mhm.
in their own life start realizing if you're having a hardship, there's something to be learned every time.
Right.
No matter what it is, if you
Right.
focus on what you can learn from it,
Uh-huh.
you won't be so subscribed to the idea that like this sucks, right? You'll be
Right.
like, all right, what can I learn? What can I get out of this to benefit and push me
It's an
forward?
opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to learn. It's not an obstacle. It's an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. It's just the way you look at things. You have to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And so you have a choice every single day. Is
So
it going to be positive or not?
you're my second author in a row. So I got to ask
Really?
this question because
Yes.
I asked him the
Oh
same
no,
thing.
what is it?
As
Shoot.
an author myself, like this,
Okay.
like for me, the biggest inhibitor to me finishing my book.
I froze for like 2 weeks, just so you know. But yeah,
Okay. I think you're going to probably be somewhere similar because he disagreed. I was shocked because I felt like this has to be the worst part of writing a book is the rewrites.
Yes. Poor thing. I think I'm driving her crazy. But I said, okay, I'm telling you right now, this is the final, right?
Yep.
So I swear this time, it's the rewrites. I actually had Alice like read a few of it for me, and she's like, no, don't touch it. You're done, kind of thing.
And that was important for me too. I had a couple of people read like, I guess you call it like a like 3-chapter syllabus of the book. I'm like, here's the core of it. Tell me,
right.
Does this hit?
And does it hit? Because it's like, am I out there? Am I doing this for me and just be done, kind of thing? But even the gal you introduced me to, she's like, no, Michele, this is really, really good. And I'm like, okay, I'm on to something here, And so, no, I get it, the rewrites. Yeah, I totally do. But I'm all ready for book number 2.
I'm currently doing interviews for book number 2. So I'm gonna have to get you on the list of people I interview for that, because it's going to be about transcending labels and transcending barriers to make these, like, to end up where you always belonged, even if you didn't believe you deserved it. And I think that's something that holds a lot of people back, is that
100%.
like, oh, I didn't ever dream I'd be there. Yeah. And, we say that off cuff, but a lot of people, they internalize that. Like, I don't deserve that. And then you just never take that step, or you never put yourself out there for people to even know you want that.
So when I'm coaching, I always say, okay, this line item right here, because I won't repeat it. You'll never be able to say that again.
Yep.
You cannot say that again. Your head can't hear you say that. Let's change the wording on this.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's incredible. What got you to write the book in the first place? Was that just something you've always wanted to do? Or was it like of some of the things that have transpired over the last few years?
An agent came in, and she left her book on my desk. And she wrote a very beautiful, note in it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I started reading it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I thought, one Sunday, it was a Sunday morning. I got up earlier than anybody else, because that's what I do, but I didn't go work out on a Sunday. And so I just started, and it just snowballed from there. And then one day Alyssa was home, and I texted her like 4 pages, and she just looked at it and went on and, watching TV. And then all of a sudden she grabbed her phone again and started reading it. And she's like, Mom, oh my gosh, Mom. And then she's like, she sits up, and I was actually recording what she was saying, because I knew it was going to be good, and I was going to have to, like, okay, say that again kind of thing. Right.
Oh yeah.
And so then I thought, okay, if I'm getting her excited, this is good. This is really, really good, because she saw. It's actually the first part of it. It's about her. It's going to choke me up.
That's all right.
Yeah. She recognized it. She's like, Mom, this isn't yours. This is not yours to own. So yeah, it was pretty passionate.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Was it already in your head when that other reeler dropped off their book? Like, I had been sitting on
No.
this idea in my head for like a year.
Nope.
Like I've got all these stories. I've gone through all this crazy shit. I
Nope.
need to like eventually get this out. I need to exercise this out of my head.
I think for me, it's because now it's like I coach so much that I'm seeing it in other people.
Yeah.
Seeing that you've got a ceiling right now. Why do you have a ceiling? You could be so much more. You know, I had a gal come to me like, I'm done. I can't do this. You know, the knot in her throat. She has a W-2 offer right there. Do I take it? Do I not? I'm like, okay, how about this? You're the 1 out of 20 and I know it. And I believe in you. Let's go. Let's go. And this girl has already closed since January 9 transactions. And the average agent is 4 to 5.
I was going to say, for anyone that doesn't understand the real estate industry, that probably doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a fuck ton of houses.
Yes, and it is. And she's so beautiful. She's on a great team as well. And they're very strong in their faith. So it has changed her personal world and her business world.
That's amazing.
I love what I get to do every single day.
Do you feel like that has totally filled that void of giving people keys, or do you still kind of miss that part of it?
I don't miss that part of it. I do not miss that part. I love what I get to do every single day. Thoroughly love it. And I love who I work with as well. I'm very honored to be in their circle, right? And John definitely pushes me, which when we formed this, him and I being the top, I just thought, you know, what are you going to teach me kind of thing, right? Oh my gosh. When I'm talking with him, I swear you can see his brain moving. It's crazy. He is so intelligent. Yeah, so intelligent. I love it. I love being around people like that. I love it.
In your experience, do you think partnership wise, it's important to get a yin and yang, or do you think it like two similar personalities could?
No, yin and yang.
Yeah, you got to have someone that's kind of pushing against you, and pushing you to be better, and challenging your belief systems,
and your belief systems. You're 100%. I lead with passion and heart. He's the dad, and I'm the mom.
Yep.
And people will see that. Like if you want a coaching style, like, you know, Michelle's going to outline it out for you, but John's going to call you on your shit. And like, are you done having your little fit? Let's move forward. And I'm like, okay, I can't do that. But, you know, so it works. It truly, truly does work. And he sees numbers. He's got a different brain than I do, which is perfect.
Yeah. I read a book. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman.
Yes. God, it's been a long time since
I think I read that in 2019 or 2020. And that's when I had the epiphany. I'd always hired operations managers, and I never really knew why I hired the type of people I hired. They're always the opposite of me, and it always irritated me because I always have 100 great ideas and they'd never let me implement any of them.
Yeah.
And I read the book and I realized, oh, that's because they're doing their job. Like my job is to be up in the clouds most of the time, looking months and years down the line, coming with all these great ideas. And then they're the filter that that one really great idea that actually can work because we have all the tools, we have the machines, we have the things to build the rocket, right? Okay, we can try that one. That one makes sense, right? That's their job, is to like be the analytical X's and O's. My job is to see that in a year and a half, the industry is changing. We need to get ahead of it. We need to be ready now. I'm
lucky because when we did form this team, I basically said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't want to do this anymore. Granted, I'm doing some of that stuff again because I want to, sometimes, right? But he's allows me to stay in my zone. And sometimes when I'm like, no, we should be doing this. He's like, well, wait a minute. Yeah. You chose not to dabble in that. Are you going to dabble in it and stay in it? Or what are you going to do? And I'm like, no. I don't care how you do it. Just keep doing what you're doing then. So he allows me to do what I do best.
Do you feel like that's been a huge impact on how you got that article in the Top Producers magazine?
Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, you're welcome.
I don't know. I was really surprised when when I would see the emails come. I thought they were trying to recruit me. So delete. And then somebody tried to reach out through social media. And I'm like, what is this kind of
Yeah.
thing? I said, yeah, let's go ahead and meet. And I thought she was going to interview me for my agents, because when you look at that top producer magazine, it's top producer. I don't produce anymore. Not the way that.
Right. Not in
Right.
that analytical production
Right.
definition.
And so when I was like, okay, I'm confused. Why are we talking? She's like, well, I'm here to speak with you because we've gotten multiple inquiries about you and that we should interview you. And I'm like, oh. And I said, do you typically do this? No. That for the whole year, there's only been one other leader, and then myself.
That's
in the
incredible
magazine.
Company. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was amazing. I actually took Alice for the event that they had when they released the article, because I was like so overwhelmed. I wasn't ready for it.
Right.
And she, oh my gosh, her name is Isabel Sweet, and she such a great. I wish I can hire her. She's so amazing. But she wrote a beautiful article, and I'm very proud of it. Very, very proud of it. She's the one who actually pulled out of me that I was writing a book. I wasn't going to share that yet. And so that was like, oh, I guess I'm truly writing a book now,
Yep.
And I'm glad she did, because it just took it to the next, level, if you will.
It's like I told you what one of my mentors said. They're like, what's the point of writing a book if you don't want thousands of people to read it? Yeah. Like, are you going to give it to your family and friends who are going to gloss it over and throw it on a bookshelf and try to be nice about it? Or do you want to get it out to people that are really going to read it and be affected by this? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I got to actually like own the fact that I'm writing a book and promote it and be loud and proud about it, because that's how it's going to get in the hands of people that this is going to affect change with. Yes,
most definitely. And I'm so glad she pulled that out of me. I wasn't like, I don't know if you should write this, but I am writing a book. And I'm like, yep, you're going to write that, go ahead and print it and, block it out, because I want people to know, because there's so many people who are going through it. So I can help just one person. Wow.
We're on the same page. Same reason I do the podcast. Like, I don't need to help tens of thousands of people every time. I just need one person to see this, see Michele Zaragoza and go, that's me. I have a path to follow.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Amazing. I love the journey.
Absolutely. And I mean, obviously your kid's doing so well, obviously, you live, eat, and breathe what you're saying. Right. And I think that's so important to understand, is like, not to call any names. I've had a few people on this podcast, not from this area. So if you're from this area, don't start running rack your brain. I promise you, it's not anybody from around here that I've either talked to about being on the podcast and then kind of talked to a little deeper and like realized, nah,
not the right
I don't
fit.
think there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on here. Mm-hmm. Or I've had somebody on the podcast where it was like, you start asking questions and then suddenly they changed.
Oh.
The person I talk to every day versus the person they are on camera. It's like two different people.
Wow.
And I'm like, are you doing this because like you don't want them to know who you really are? And they're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't work for this. Yeah. Like, we got to cut and start over. Like, I need you to be you.
Yes. Yes.
Not what you think people want, but you. And they're like, nope, can't do it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah. And you learn stuff like that. And you are who you say you are. And, if you don't have to just believe me, see it in the way she acts. Talk to people that go to 5 a.m. Talk to anyone that works with her in the real estate industry. Look at the success of her kids. I mean,
well, it takes two, right? Well, it takes a village, because there's I have great family, right? That has helped through my whole career. Thank God for them. But yes, it takes two, and it takes high standards. Alyssa wrote something to me the week of her graduation, thanking me for my high standards.
Right.
And, oh my gosh, that was like a mom's dream, because I do have high standards, and to the point where if they didn't do their homework, it wasn't my fault. Why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. You had all the time to do it, and so it's allowed her to be the woman who she is today.
I'm already hammering my 7-year-old with that. Like, don't come at me because you're having to do homework at 6 a.m. instead of playing with your toys. Like,
yeah, you knew.
You had last night to do it. You didn't want to. I get it. I have ADD. Sometimes it's just not happening. You're tired from school. Yeah. Like, your brain's fresh right now. Let's smoke this thing and get it done. And, he's the same thing. Like, I don't know how did you this is more me asking for myself.
Okay.
How did you raise them in terms of like, did you have allowances or anything like that? Or was it more like they provided value around the house because it's part of being the team?
Yeah, value around the house. We didn't give them allowance. At least I don't remember. How about that? I don't remember yesterday either. But we didn't give them allowance. I probably there's some things we definitely did wrong. That they should have probably worked harder for. However, um, Alyssa, it was either sports in the summertime or music, right? So, because I worked and
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't handle it just hanging out at home, right? So either you played a sport or you played music, and Matthew was music and Alyssa was sports, and it was perfect. And so they earned their way around the house, kind of thing. And they knew, you know, it's so funny because we laugh about this now, but a punishment would be, okay, well, clean the baseboards in the family room and the kitchen, please, because no, and that was
I
their
love that.
punishment.
Yeah.
Really, that was their punishment. And it was crazy things like that, but it worked.
Yeah.
So
We're utilizing it as value, but also like for him, he loves Minecraft. He loves YouTube. I cannot stand all the YouTube crap, but he can earn 15 minutes of YouTube time or 15 minutes of Minecraft by feeding the dogs and doing like 2 or 3 simple things a 7-year-old can do.
Right.
And now he's in a rhythm of doing it, and he doesn't get money. There's no financial value to it.
Right.
There are other ways for him to earn money. There are value above and beyond, basic team effort. This is what you do to support the household.
Because you live here.
Right. And then he's got other things he can do above and beyond to earn money. And then I've always had a rule. I'll pay for half of anything you want, but I'll always buy anything you need. I'll never make you pay for school clothes or like that stuff. I'll never make you pay for food.
Right.
But like, if you want to buy a WWE action figure, I'll pay for half.
That's awesome.
So it's like,
one time I came home and a mile a minute, because sometimes I have to like woosah before I come in, right? Matthew grabbed my phone and acted like he was talking to my boss, like, yeah, then da-da-da-da. I'm like, are you mimicking me right now? It's, get your butt in the car right now. Both of you, get in the car right now. So I said, okay, you've got a choice. Let's just lay it out. Do you want to live over here? And I don't have to work. I don't want to work. I'd rather be baking cookies and making dinner and, hanging out with you guys, because we will be hanging out a lot, because I'm not going to have money for all these, Matthew plays 9 instruments now. I won't have money for all that. And we won't have money for sports, and I can't put that pressure on your dad, but I am so okay with it. So your choice, here or here. It's up to you guys, but I was like, I'm stressed out enough. I don't need you to be mimicking me.
you know what? I love that tactic though. I've definitely tried to use it.
I'd be like, get out of the car right now.
Alexis works in a really shitty part of Stockton, and I'll drive by when we go to visit her, and I'll go, hey buddy, this is where you'd live if mom and dad didn't have work ethic and didn't want the best for you.
Right.
And we're willing to sacrifice things that we love for you and to work and to do these things. This is where a lot of people live, and not to say they don't love their kids. They just, most of the time they're there because they didn't make certain sacrifices and they didn't do, and they, and so, oh yeah, Dad, I don't want to live here. You better work.
Yeah.
So last week he was like, Dad, why aren't you working? I don't want to move to Stockton. I'm like, no, buddy, we're all right.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you that sometimes when I'm traveling or mom's working, and all the last 3 days, she's been up at 5 a.m. out of the house by 5:30. Wow. Not getting home till 6 o'clock at night. And he's super bummed his mom's not around. And he's just his routine's all screwed up. She's the one that dropped him off. And I'm like, hey buddy, these are the sacrifices I talked about. But sometimes we just got to step up, and we got to step up for our team, and we got to fill the void. And it means we got to sacrifice time with you, but it doesn't mean we don't want to be here with you. We don't want our normal routine. And before you know it, she'll be back. Right. And then this morning it was back to normal.
There you go.
And of course, today he did not want to go to school. So I was like, all right, she's back just in time to deal with the meltdown. Yeah. Perfect.
There you go. I would also have to say, being a strong Christian family, we go to church, we did the confirmation, we taught, we supported, and the kids going to a private school supported where they are today.
Environment is crucial.
Environment is crucial. And Matthew was like lead guitarist, if you will, right, for their chapel. And then he grew into playing in the music ministry for Sundays. And my Christmas present every year, which stopped because now he lives in Turlock, is him doing the services for Christmas Eve.
That's cool.
And one of his really good friends is one of our pastors, so it's, again,
yeah,
who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely. I surrounded myself with a bunch of psychos, but they're all successful business owners now. And I notice I'm the same. And I'm like, we're just late bloomers.
Yeah.
We tested the waters, and we were definitely anti-authority, but I think that's why we're good business owners.
There you
Say
go.
we don't just follow the path of everyone else. And, we have to work for ourselves, and like, it forces us to kind of do things differently. So I think environmentally, it's incredibly crucial that, you're in the right places and you're in the right spots and you're around people, especially with school. Your kids are around adults that are going to nurture the right things in them. They're not going to teach them that, like, talking is bad, or
right,
that they're a nuisance. That's my biggest fear with my son having ADD, is like him being labeled a nuisance and starting to think like he shouldn't talk, or like.
Right. So my son is so passionate about history that he's very intelligent. He's very, very intelligent, to the point where he'll be texting us in class like, this professor, yada, 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 yada. I'm like, how about this? Ask the professor to give you 10 minutes of his time. Can he honor you 10 minutes of his time so you can have a higher level of conversation kind of thing, right? And so last semester, he was able to have a class. They actually made a class for him, one-on-one with the professor. So sometimes you need to think outside of the box.
Yeah, and you got to ask for it. If they don't know you need it or want it,
you have to.
It's not going to happen. Right. But if you put it in their head and you plant the seed, hey, I would love this opportunity. I would love.
Yes. What does that look like?
Yeah. Like, maybe to start thinking about, I don't expect an answer right away. It's going to be in the back of their heads. And one day it's just going to hit the forefront. And they're going, oh, I know how I can make this work. And like, I would love to, because anyone passionate enough to ask for these things and to let us know they want it is deserving of that opportunity.
Right. 100%. And you don't know what you don't know. So you have to put it out there for them.
Yep.
You have to, for anything.
I really want to respect your time. This has been an amazing conversation.
Yes,
and I'm really looking for the
you so
group
much.
one here in the near future. Give
Thank
me
you for
some.
having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Do you have any type of wisdom or words of advice you would give people to kind of sign this thing off?
Never allow somebody else's ceiling to be yours.
Nailed it. I love that. I'm sure that's the biggest part of the book, right? That's like the biggest premise of the book. And it's coming out in January. Where can they find it?
On Amazon. It'll be on
Okay,
Amazon.
so it'll be on Amazon. Do we have a title, or are we still finalizing? Break the Ceiling. All right, you heard it here first. Break the Ceiling by Michele Zaragoza. It'll be out on Amazon. As soon as we have a link, we'll add it to this YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
So you guys can find it. And she will be back on again here in the near future. I'm looking forward to kind of hearing how successful that book is. I know it's going to help some people. And I know you've got a great community around you in the real estate world that I'm sure will pick it up, myself included. So
thank you so much. Thank you again for taking the time to want to hang out with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. I know you were incredibly busy, so I appreciate this. And as always, guys, keep digging in.